At last, the long winter break has come to an end. The ISCC Launch Energy Elite Series is ready to start its brand new season here in 2018 for this year's running of the Sam's Club 200K here at the Jonesboro Speed Bowl Roval. This is one of the fastest road courses on the schedule, and with the speedway section, there's definitely gonna be a lot of battling for position. It's pretty easy to pass on this track, and we saw some great battles here last year. Expect more once again this year. A whopping 59 cars showed up to the track this week, one of the biggest entry lists we've seen for a non-overcapacity event. Out of those 40 cars that made the race, it was Charles Sanford for S3 Motorsports taking out the pole position. Coming off his second championship podium last year, he's looking to take the title this time around, and he's certainly off to a good start. Ray Krieger is on his outside in row number 2. Row 2, Tyler Faber and new team Van Dalen Autosports with Jason Perkle behind the wheel. That was going to be Ryder Smith, but he was one of 5 drivers that went to the rear, and we'll talk about him in a minute. Sandra Kamori, another surprise qualifier, she's making her debut as a full-time driver in that number 05 for Newcom. Brandon Wood on her outside, one of 3 hometown heroes here today. Maxwell Chan on the inside of row 4. Phyllis Fedor, now a part-time driver driving with Hamilton Autosports, is on the outside of that row, starting in 8th. She had a great qualifying effort. And then row 5 has last year's winner of this event, the defending winner of the race, Niko Playakov in the 48, and Alyssa Kirby making her long-awaited debut as a full-time driver. Like I alluded to, there were some mechanical issues in practice. 5 drivers had to go to the rear. 4 of them for mechanical issues, most notably Ryder Smith and Chris Louvier. So your defending champion rolling off 36th. And then Ryan Manson in car number 3 failed post-qualifying inspection, so he rolls off 40th. You'll be able to see those top teams charge for the field, and we've certainly got an exciting race ahead of us. I've been rambling on long enough, so why don't we get down the track for the start of the brand new Launch Energy Elite Series season. As the pace car rolls in, Charles Sanford and Ray Krieger will lead us down to the first green flag of the 2018 season. First ever points race, the Generation 2 car, and a brand new era awaits. It's a long road ahead this year, and it all starts here. So we head down to the stripe, waiting for the green flag. The Sam's Club 200K is green. We're rocking in Arkansas, and the 2018 season is underway. Great start by Charles Sanford as the field thunders through turns 1 and 2 of the speedway. Then we're going to turn into the infield road course, and it's going to be rush hour and a start here. We'll see who makes moves. Ray Krieger does. Seems like he got a great start as well, and he's going to immediately get to work. Great run for 1 and 2. Sanford went a little wide, and Ray Krieger will take the lead of the race. Valentine's off. Runs it a bit wide, but he seems to have it under control. He keeps it going. Fantastic save. Fantastic save for the Arizona native. He's making his series debut today, but he clearly does not lack the skill. He does have a little bit of work to do now, however, as he's lost a ton of positions. Meanwhile, Krieger holds the lead. This is gonna be a major passing spot. It's easy to It's easy to go wide in that corner. It's deceptive. It's tough to get right. Then we turn back onto the speedway, and this is very important to get right. Momentum is key here, and you're gonna see a lot of moves being started and finished in that part of the track. But at the front, it looks like Ray Krieger he's gapped Sanford a little bit, and he's gonna come down to the stripe to lead the first lap of the season. Leaderboard now up on your screen. Sanford now going to get now the draft's going to kick in here in the later part of the speedway here, and Sanford's going to get a bit of a tow on the 17. Brandon Wood peeks out on the 11 to go for 4th. Jason Perkle, that number 71, fantastic start for the Louisiana native. He's driving for a brand new team this year, Van Dalen Autosports, and he's looking to make his new owners proud. And he's certainly working to do that. He dives underneath Charles Sanford, and I think he might be up to 2nd. How about that? Still clean in the back. Seems like Chris Louviere's not able to make a lot of progress. Monroe got a little loose in the S's, almost made a little bit of contact with Ryder Smith, and Ryder Smith, one of the 5 drivers who had to start in the rear, as he lost as an engine went out in practice. Of course, a lot of these teams still trying to get used to the new cars, and that has caused a lot of reliability troubles. Meanwhile, it looks like back up the front, it looks like Tyler Faber has taken second place. Only Hamilton cars starting up front. We already talked about Smith, and Sean Angel starts mid-pack. He didn't look particularly quick in qualifying or in practice, so that 14 team has their work cut out for them to really try to make a good car in the race. And here's Jason Perkle still hanging on. He dives it in, but here's another driver to watch out for, Allie Nelson. She started a bit back. Oh, Curtis running Komori up the racetrack. A little bit of aggression there from the 2016 champion. They keep it straight, so no harm, no foul there. Though I'm not sure Komori will feel the same. And another driver appears to be working his way up as Matt Duncan. Either that or William Duncan's falling back. As Matt Duncan's home race, Ryan Acosta runs way off the track. And more contact as Smith gets into Mark Colbert. 22 appears to say 22's kept it going, and I think Acosta saved it. Yes, he did. However, he's going to lose a ton of time, and he goes right to the rear of the field. Tough break there. He's had some good speed. He had some good speed in practice, but it's not been a good weekend for him as he lost an engine, had to go to the rear, and he didn't even qualify that well either. So there's certainly some struggles for that team. But yeah, Allie Nelson, Audi Sport's looking a lot faster this year, and Nelson proving that right now as she's charging her way up the order. She's up to 7th, and her teammate Tristan Wilhoit right behind in 8th. And we've got a free-wide battle up here. This is for a top 10 spot. Oh, no, this is for 11th, actually. Komori's holding on to 10th with her life, but Poyaka dive bombs at turn 1, and Collins forces his nose in as well. Komori barely keeps it on the track. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Finguy forcing his teammate wide. That's Danny Everett making one of his part-time starts this year, and he's off to a great start. It looks like he qualified pretty far back. He's already in the top 20. Here's a quick replay of what happened to Acosta. You're gonna see here, Acosta goes for the move, hugs the bottom. Rio Lucas trying to defend. There's just 2 drivers going for the same space. Acosta runs it very wide. There's not a lot of grip on that grass, so he does a great job of saving it. Though again, no grip there. He goes into the wall and a sand trap and back on the track. It's still early though, so he has a lot of time to make up ground. Brandon Wood looks like he's trying to make some moves. He runs it a little wide, but he's going to try to get the momentum heading back onto the speedway. And I think he might be able to get just that. Oh, maybe not. Faber holding that bottom a lot better than I expected. Maybe it's easier to do it in this with this new, more agile car. That could end up making things very interesting here. But Ray Krieger definitely has a very strong car early on. Doesn't have the fastest lap. Looks like a new driver has appeared on that fast lap chart, but we'll look at that in a second. Brandon Woods making it 3 wide for position, and Nelson forces the issue. Now we're 3 wide, and that's gonna be for second. Perkle backs off, but Wood, Faber, and Nelson all jockeying for position, and I think Brandon Wood's gonna come out on top. Yep, Wood up to second at his home track. First race for Shell United Motorsports, back on the full-time grid, and I'm sure he's happy to be here. He said over the offseason that he loves this team. He's really clicking with the drivers and the crew over at Shell United. He's just really happy to be here, and it looks like that's translated to his on-track performance. He did look really quick in preseason testing. Looks like Tristan Wilhoit's also starting to make some moves. Charles Sanford maybe slipping back a little bit. Needs to kind of regather his footing. But I would like to keep an eye on this car right here. This is a driver we'll be wanting to watch all race. Niko Polyakov won this race last season. It was his first career win. This is the same team that won that race as well. Nothing's changed, and he looked incredibly fast. Topped the charts in practice, qualified fairly well, and he's just set the second fastest lap of the race. So yeah, he'll definitely be one to watch out for. Looks like both the Audis are really making aggressive moves. 3 wide with his teammate and Jason Perkle, who is fighting for every position he can get. Van Dalen Autosports is a new team, so they don't really have the budget of these top teams. They don't have the budget of the top guys. It's impressive that he's up here. Nelson just sent it in there as she tries to hold on to position. Yeah, she wants to take that 4th spot and just carry on. And look at the leaderboard. Yeah, I don't think there's been any incidents aside from Acosta, which is a bit surprising. It's definitely been a cleaner start than last year, where I believe on like lap 1, Jock de Cook got absolutely plowed into the wall. But yeah, Krieger's definitely one to watch out for this season if on the road courses, if he can keep up this kind of speed. Maybe this could finally be the day he gets his first career win. Ray Krieger's actually not won in the ISCC at all. Like, his championship season in the Junior Series went by without a single race victory. Yet, Krieger won the title without winning a single race, and he has yet to win an Elite Series car either, so certainly a lot of eyes on that 17 this year. Will Hoyt making another spirited advance there. Really had his wheels in the grass a little bit. But seems it's going smoothly right now. He might be able to make that move stick on Sanford. Yeah, dives it down. Great run off. Really got the power down, and that's Will Hoyt up a spot. Sanford is just fighting hard to stay up here. His car doesn't seem to be quite as quick as it was in qualifying, but he's still just a solid top 10 car at the moment. Another car seems to be, it looks like Alan Cavanaro and William Duncan are starting to work their way up the order. Cavanaro started midfield. Duncan just had a bit of a slow start to the race, but they are both climbing. Now it's like Allie Nelson's caught up to the 32 of Brandon Wood. She's gonna try and make a move here, heading into the road course. Gonna dive it down into turn number 1, and she's pretty close to Krieger. Is she gonna try to attack him too? And in typical Allie Nelson fashion, of course she is. That might actually be her undoing, because she's not gonna make that move stick, and Wood's gonna probably dive it in again. Try to regain what he lost before it's too late, and yeah, Nelson was definitely a bit unstable in that corner. They make contact! Nelson's off! And she saves the car! But drama as they make contact for second. Oh, and she's going wide. The grass strikes again, and she hits the wall. And it looks like she got a bit too impatient getting back on the track, too. Oh, and she cut off Chris Valentine. That could have been disaster. Tough break for Allie Nelson. She's going to have to spend an extended time in the pits probably to fix that damage. But man, that tells you just how hard these guys are going this early in the season. Audi still has a horse in this race. Tristan Wilhoit is closing in. He's got the slipstream on the 32. He's going to try to make a move, but Jason Perkle denies him. Man, what a strong performance early on for Jason Perkle. He's really trying to turn some heads here today. This 71, it may be a new Van Dalen, may be a new team, but that 71 appears to be for real. Dives it in, not gonna have the line. Yeah, I think Perkle's overdriving it a little bit. Just doing his best to stay up here. Will Hoyt getting the traction. Try and make something work on Brandon Wood. Still can't do it. And Faber will squeeze it. No, still Will Hoyt's gonna hold on to third for now. Meanwhile, Perkle just running the bottom. Yeah, that was he was hugging that bottom there. I think it cost him a little bit of speed, and well, that's gonna allow Polyakov to get the slipstream. There is a car in the pits. I just noticed that. Looks like something may have happened. Is Jason Evans? Jason Evans' car, 55 car, has damage. And there's another car that's peeled off for the pits. That's Acosta, so he wasn't involved. Abdel Jabri, car number 90, is the one in the pits. So, looks like we may have had an incident. Eugene DeMax is by himself as well. The South Korean driver making his debut. It seems he may have some issues. Yeah, we'll go and take a look and see what's happened here. Well, here's what happened. As you can see, Abdel Jabri blows an engine on the front straight, and he tries to go down. Pericles is there. And he kind of does hold the inside a little too much, and it gets bunched up here. Field comes in, Ryder Smith gets into Matt Duncan, down into Shelley, and he spins around, and Lucas and Evans get together. Hard hit for a 55, but Ryder Smith going for a spin along with Jason Evans, and certainly some tough breaks for some of these guys, especially Jabri, who was making his debut and will go out of the race. Now, as we go back to live racing, we are on lap number 10, and Ray Krieger still holding the lead. It's been a very strong performance for the Maverick GP driver so far. He's still looking for his first career win, and this could be a great opportunity for him. That car just looks incredibly strong. Will Hoy, I think, is going to close in a bit. Yeah, he's got the slipstream now. Is he going to force a move? I don't know. It's going to be a bit tough to make a move from that far back. Niko Polyakov is underneath Tyler Faber. I think he'll get 4th. So the 41, last year's winner of this race, climbing up the order. It seems the Russian has a very strong race car once again. S3 perhaps just brings great cars to this track. But Polyakov does run it a bit wide, allows Faber and Jason Perkle to fight back. And we look here. Got Phil Fedor, Kyle Collins, Alan Cavanaro fighting for position. Cavanaro, his first race back as a full-time driver, fighting for a top 10 position. Very, very strong performance there early on. I believe he started in the mid-pack. Leaders are starting to catch the lap car of Jason Evans. Of course, as we saw earlier, Evans was involved in the incident of Abdel Jabri. He came down pit road to fix some damage. He just recently came back out, and he is a bit slow. He's got a leader's deal with him. It's like Krieger quickly going to dive to the inside. No time wasted there, and he'll dispatch the 55 without any trouble. Looks like William Duncan is going to make the move on Kyle Collins there for 10th. Hometown Hero has had a great weekend so far. Won the Walmart shootout for his. And while it's non-points, it was still his first race victory since 2015, and he was very excited about that. He and his son Matt celebrated over that victory, and he's had good speed this weekend too. Qualified fairly well. Started just outside of top 10, and he's running just outside of top 10. He's not really falling back at all. There's Allie Nelson. Looks like she's already working her way up the order, and she's catching her old friend, Jeffrey Finguy. These two have a bit of a relationship. They constantly bark at each other over social media. So they don't really like each other. That probably stems from Sweden last year, but it's definitely not gotten better since then. This does show us that Ellie Nelson is still fast despite the damage. She is not out of this at all, and it's got a bit dense. Looks like Evans is bunched up the lead group, and that's allowed Perkle to attack Faber, and he dive bombs it, really taking advantage. I think he did get held up a little bit because he's lost some spots, but he is now taking advantage of the situation. Wood and Collins get together, and Collins into the wall. Man, those S's have been a major trouble spot. And that's a much more serious impact. I think it's going to take Collins out of commission. And Brandon Wood, yeah, he hits the wall as well. God, that is a tough break for Brandon Wood, one of the hometown heroes. He's from Fayetteville, and he had a really strong race car. Man, there has been a lot of drama at the front, and we'll have to take a look at the replay. I don't think Evans was necessarily at fault there, because he's just a lap car in a big pack. But yeah, I think Creeders have to watch out. Not sure if Wilhoit's fast enough to make a move, but Nico Polyakov most certainly is. He's starting to catch up to the 16. The lap car seems like the lap car served to the Russians' benefit, and he's now going to attack for second. Can't make the move stick for now, but Wilhoit better watch his rear view. That 48 is going to be coming pretty soon. Yeah, we're going to look back a little bit to see why the field got so bunched up, and yeah, this is why. Jason Evans, I mean, he held his line up high, but yeah, the field got bunched up on the high-speed portion of the track. Brandon Wood, Jason Perkle, Tyler Favorite, they all got held up. And you see Sanford, Chan, Theodore all flying by without an issue. Then Perkle is going to get a bit impatient here. And also Collins is going to try and force a move. But this was definitely a power move here. Jason Evans takes advantage of the lap car, uses it as a pick, and dive bombs Brandon Wood. And then we're going to watch these two up here. We're going to see what happened here. I think Wood went for the move, and Collins was a little slow, and he tried to block, and they got together, and a pretty hard hit into the guardrail for the 29, and yes, with some pretty severe damage that could be the end of the day for Kyle Collins. Definitely not how he wanted to start the year. Wilhoit looks like he's beginning to close a gap, and auto lap traffic, I think, is played to the benefit of a few people. William Duncan looks like he's lost a ton of position, so definitely not his benefit. But Jeffrey Finn guy, well, geez, Cavagnaro kind of locked up, and I think he locked up in that turn because he looked incredibly slow. But Jeffrey Finn guy and DJ Curtis just entered the top 10, two Shell United drivers, and now Chris Valentine's working his way up the order. Valentine is a regular of the Junior Series. He's returning to full-time Slim Jim Series competition after a few years off. And he's driving for RJ Manson Racing over there, and Manson needed him. Manson needed him to run some LES races. So he's gonna be making some starts in PT Cup. It looks like we are getting closer to pit stops. Allie Nelson and Brandon Wood are coming down a bit early. I believe this is to fix the damage. This is scheduled, they're just coming in a bit early to fix the damage. But yeah, this race has gone by pretty quick. We're approaching the halfway point, and we're getting ever closer to pit stops, which will definitely be a major deciding factor of this race. And Jeffrey Finguy and Tyler Faber have been fighting for a couple laps now. Finguy trying to work his way up the order, while Faber just does not want, not want him to have his way. Faber's kind of the lone man flying a torch for Hamilton today. Sean Angel doesn't seem to be on his A game, and Ryder Smith, reigning series champ, has had a slew of issues. Though at the current moment, he is running in a points position that is aided by some drivers making pit stops. However, and you can see on the leaderboard here that Abdel Jabri is out of the race for piston failure. And this battle continues as well. Cavagnaro back around Valentine. And now Polyakov appears to be closing back up, and he is tailgating that 16, trying to get the slipstream off of him. Taking advantage. The S3 Motorsports cars have some pretty fantastic straight line speed with the Chevrolet engine package and the aero on these cars. S3's always been pretty quick in a draft, and Polyakov's taking advantage. He feinted high, Wilhoit went high to block, and now he's going to try to make a move for second once again. And I think he's going to get it done here. He's clear, but he's going to leave himself open in the next turn. Wilhoit looking lower. And Wilhoit's looking again. It's like Polyakov did go a little bit wide. Might not be able to hold it. And no, he's able to clear. So Nico Polyakov up to second. Boy, it would certainly be something if he could win this race 2 years in a row, it seems like his car is easily fast enough to do it. Maybe he's just got a bit of a mastery of this racetrack. You know, it's like they are going to catch lap traffic here. Rio Lucas hasn't had the greatest start to his full-time career, driving for the Taucher Racing Unit. But I guess he's just turning laps, trying to gain experience. I think he may have already made his pit stop, so that's worth noting. And Poyakov a little lower. And while Ryan Acosta's having some issues, Poyakov's other teammate, Charles Sanford, has been up here all day. He's got a strong race car, but we just haven't talked about him much. He's been a lot quieter than his teammate, who's just been charging for the field. But Charles Sanford, I think he just wants to get some good points to kick off the season. His Sanford's main goal, above all else, is the championship. Oh, Will Hoyt going after the 48 again. Oh, there's a lot of contact back there, I think. Yeah, Curtis got in the 71. Perkle blocks him going back onto the racetrack. That Finn guy wiggled a little bit, trying to avoid hitting his teammate. That's going to leave the door open for Chris Valentine, who's now in the top 10. Tyler Faber's been dropping like a rock, and I think he needs to think about pit strategy to try and regain some track position. But Jason Perkle has just been fighting hard, and he's having a fantastic showing. Definitely proving why he's deserved a better ride for all these years. But we'll see if he can finish the deal and close out. See if he close the deal and finish in the top 10. You know, Sanford's closing in. Maxwell Chan, I think, tried to make a move on Phyllis Fedor, but couldn't make it work. Fedor dives it in on Charles Sanford. And Phyllis Fedor, not a full-time driver this season, but it's certainly cool to see her drive for Hamilton Autosports. She's been struggling at TRU for the past couple of years, and she's finally gotten herself a good opportunity. Will Hoyt might have given the bumper to Sanford. He does not want to lose ground. Just keeping up in this battle. Trying to hold on to whatever he can before pit stops. And I think that's going to be the deciding factor here. So Brother Smith's coming to the pits. That's another car making his scheduled pit stop. But man, we are past halfway now, and Ray Krieger is still leading away. It's just been an outstanding drive for the Wisconsin native. This is the kind of pace that we expect. I think it's the kind of pace that fans and Maverick expected out of Krieger when he moved up. He's just been incredibly impressive today. I definitely think this could be the day that Ray Krieger finally scores his first LES victory. Now Finn Guy proves he's doing battle with his teammate, and Marcus Bruno's lurking back there too. First Race is a full-time team for Boost Autosports. They bought out the Alien Young Motorsports late last year. And Marcus Bruno is racing full-time for the first time since 2015, and he's having a good showing right now, running in 12th. Certainly been a bit quiet today, but just having a solid effort. Oh, here's Connor Atwood and Chris Louviere. We haven't talked about them yet, because, well, they both started way in the back. Connor Atwood rolled off 32nd after making an error in qualifying, while Chris Louviere lost an engine in practice, just further compounding those mechanical issues we've seen Dodge have early in the year. And so he started way down the order in like 37th. But they're both in the top 20 now, so we may have to keep an eye on these guys. If they can get things right in pit stops, they will be ones to watch out for. Another driver worth keeping an eye on, right in front of them, Sean Angel, running 17th. He's been anonymous today, but the team will be looking to make some adjustments in pit stops, and that's going to be where they need to make things count. Oh, and Poyakov, he's having some issues with Rio Lucas. He kind of hesitated a little bit getting around him, and that's going to cost him some time to Krieger and his teammate, and I think Sanford is looking to pounce. The pounce has a mistake. Lucas runs it incredibly wide in turn 1. We'll see if he tries to do anything in the next corner. And Polyakov is clear for now. But how about Chris Valentine? Looks like he's worked his way up. He's working his way for the field. He's battling with Maxwell Chan for 6th right now. Very impressive outing for someone who's making their debut. The main question today is when's pit stops? Never mind. The answer is right now. Krieger coming down pit road for his scheduled stop, and not a lot of people join him. Most of the field staying out, trying to do something different. Krieger's, one of Krieger's alliance partners, Marcus Bruno, comes in though, and so does Sean Angel. So we'll see if the undercut's the way to go here. Though, and also that also means that Nico Polyakov is now the leader of the race for now, and he leads a lap. Something new this season is that you do get bonus points for leading a lap. First time ever in the LES that we're giving a lap leader bonus, but yeah, you do get 2 points if you lead a lap. So you can add an extra 2 to the tally for Nico Polyakov. You'll still get an extra 3 for leading the most, so you get both, and it's still the same kind of 5-point bonus as in seasons past. Yeah, but the point system changes will certainly make for a very interesting championship, because not only is there that, but also 30 drivers now score points. So right now, according to this leaderboard, James Shelley would be the last driver in a points position. I just noticed Danny Everett and William Duncan came down. We must have missed them. I hope they didn't have an issue of some kind. Polyakov going down. Sanford is going to continue to stay out. Who's coming in? There's another Maverick. That's Alyssa Kirby. Another boost car. Eden Shepard. The Wrecking Ball's teammates. Oh boy, this is the typical trick in the book for those guys, huh? Yep, Louvier and Atwood continuing to stay out. I think Chan actually came in, so that's a bit of a rare call by him. Yeah, let's see where Krieger came out. He seems to be by himself, so not really good indicator. Well, there he is. He's coming off now. And I think Krieger's going to fly on by here to retake the lead. And there he is. I think Polyakov is still going to be second, but Ray Krieger does keep the lead. Great work by the Maverick pit crew. Just keep him out there, keep him out front. And he's gonna have warmer tires than Polyakov. Looks like staying out might have been the way to go for Bruno, though. I think he might be. Well, no, I guess some guys are still out there, so maybe a bit hard to say right now. Oh, I think Jason Perkle may have had a bad pit stop, and that is unfortunate. Same for Tyler Faber, actually. It looks like the 11 team didn't have a good stop either. And Allie Nelson, with the undercut, she's been on those tires for a while, but she's trying to make some moves. Not sure if that was the way to go, because she had no draft for a lot of the run. More cars are in, and I think it's pretty much the rest of the field. Yeah. Everyone is in, with the exception of this car right here, Alan Cavagnaro, who is fighting with the lap car, and I don't think that's going to work out very well. Oh, not a good stop for Sanford. Looks like their pit crew made a bit of a mistake. Wait a second. Okay, Theodore had an amazing pit stop. What a stop for a 20 crew. They almost got out ahead of Krieger. And she's gonna dive it in, try to take second away from Polyakov. I don't think she's gonna be able to pull it off, but she's right in the thick of this now. Outstanding pit work by Hamilton. You know, Finn guy comes out and he blocks Maxwell Chan. Wants to hold on to whatever spots he can here. And yeah, pit stops worked out wonderfully for Marcus Bruno. I think Sean Angel gained a ton of position as well, so he'll be one to keep an eye on. Charles Sanford, Jason Perkle were definitely major losers, and unfortunately for the Wrecking Balls crew, I don't think Wrecking Balls cars, I don't think they had particularly great stops either. We already talked about Faber. Nelson's back here. Woods back here. Undercut was definitely like the kind of undercut those guys are making. Definitely was not the way to go. And Ryder Smith's just kind of languishing in the back. Reigning champ, I don't think he's gonna score points today. You know, these guys fighting hard, and Sean Angel was briefly in the top 10, but Maxwell Chan's gonna be quick. He's gonna be quick to bring an end to that. Oh, maybe not. So Angel is in the top 10 now. So like one Hamilton falls and another rises. Perhaps Sean Angel's finally found a happy balance with the car. Probably made some adjustments in the pits, and he looks a lot quicker now. Though these kind of mid-pack positions are great for these guys. Skytech Racing's making their first start as a full-time team. Chris Dodd's running in the points, and actually, this would be the first time Chris Dodd has scored points since Willow Springs, I think. It was a while ago, the last time Dodd scored. So it's definitely a pretty solid performance for the Puerto Rican, and Mark Colbert is making his first start for Ian Masterson, and he's also running in the points. Oh, Curtis all over the 33 of Chris Valentine. Oh, and they touch! Both cars saved it. That allows Sean Angel to streak by and take both of their spots. Oh, and Bruno sent it. He takes advantage of that trouble. And he may be looking at another top 10 performance. It's been a strong run for that 28. And as the most experienced driver on the team, he definitely is supposed to have a bit of a senior role at Boost Auto Sports, a bit of a mentor role, and he's certainly living up to that. Right now. But can anybody do anything about Ray Krieger? He's just been so strong today, and he seems to be just as quick. Poyaka definitely has a straight line speed, but Krieger just has more in the corners. Fyodor and Cavanaro have been fighting hard for fourth, and they seem to both be incredibly quick right now. Kevin, he didn't just luck up. He didn't luck into the top 5 from pit stops. Cavagnaro's, I don't think he made some adjustments or what, but Cavagnaro seems incredibly quick. Yeah, he's attacking Fyodor for that position. Could we see Dodge Motorsports return to victory lane? Last time, this is, I believe this is the 40 car from last. This is the 40 car from last year, which did not win a race. Actually, this car hasn't won a race since 2015. This car hasn't won a race since 2015 when Norman Miller was driving it. But Dodge Motorsports did win a race last year in Texas with James Shelley. Shelley's not really had a great day, but Cavagnaro flying the banner for Dodge Motorsports with an outstanding drive right now. Oh, Fyodor with a great run! Heading into the S's, I think we're going to battle for the lead. Poyaka dives on the 17. Will he be able to hold the outside here, though? The inside's where you want to be in this corner, and I think that might be what cost Poyakov. Yes, it is. He's not able to hold it, and Fyodor now moves into second place. Boy, wouldn't it be something if Phyllis Fyodor won this race? Fyodor has not gone to victory lane since 2015. She got her set. No, it was her only career win. Yeah, she won at Savannah for TRU back when they were a front-running team, and it was only her second race for Hamilton, and she's got a shot. Though I said she is running out of time. Can anybody make a move on Ray Krieger? He's been absolutely dominant today. Yeah, he's the man to beat. He's been completely dominant. Oh, it seems like Aiden Shepard's found some speed. He's gotten past Jason Perkle, and he's now working by Alyssa Kirby for position. Bouvier and Atwood seem to be stuck, so that may be how they finish out their days. They're like just inside the top 20. Probably not what they would have wanted. Probably not how they would have wanted to start the year, but at least they're having a clean race right now. Polyakov, however, has made the move on Fedor again. He's reclaimed second place. He searches high on the racetrack. Just trying to find some momentum. Not really gonna get anything. Not able to get anything going right there. Like Krieger's is kind of. He wasn't really giving him the line. Not giving much of the slipstream. I think Polyakov may have gotten the toe now. 8 laps to go in the season opening race here. Who's gonna take the victory at the end of these 200 kilometers? Polyakov. Is he gonna make a move? No. Fedor looks under him, but I think Polyakov's waiting for the next turn. Setting up, I think might be setting up, try to make a move here. Dives it down. Gets a big run to 17. He's gonna go for it now. Yes, he is. He squeezes it up high. Really was hugging the bottom there. I think he's trying to make it now. Still looking. He's gonna force the 17 wide. A little bit of a wiggle from the 17, and there's a battle for the lead. Can Polyakov get the move done? Round the outside, doesn't have the speed. Krieger might be clear, but Polyakov's not going down that easily. Onto the speedway, I think Krieger's going to inch ahead for now, but Polyakov's going to be right in striking distance here. Once the draft starts coming a factor. Though Krieger is not giving him any of that toe, but I think it's cost him a little bit. Cavagnaro is giving him help. He blocks now. Blocks out 7 to go, and Polyakov makes the move now. Alan Cavagnaro is there. And I think Cavagnaro might make it 3 wide. Yes, he is. He dives it in. 3 wide for the lead. With just 7 to go, and Krieger is going to lose the position, and it's now to 48 to 10, going for the top spot. We finally have a lead change this late in the going. And I think Polyakov is going to get away with the top position. Yes, the Russian is now leading the way. Running wide. So let's get back to the battle for the lead. I think Cavagnaro, he might have moved the 48. He's now right beside Polyakov, and Polyakov got a terrible run heading on in the speedway. He bogged down a little bit, and I think that might help Cavagnaro take the lead now. And yes, he's got help from Krieger and Alan Cavagnaro looking for his first win since 2015. Boy, I've said that a lot, huh? A lot of drivers have long winless streaks, but now Cavagnaro's to the point of 6 laps to go. And just adding to the wheel of lead changes, I think Krieger's about to add to that. Goes back down as he tries to reclaim that lead. He's been dominant all day. Krieger's been dominant all day, but if he wants to win this race, he's gonna have to fight for it. And it's definitely gonna be a tough one. He's not able to make it stick. So some outstanding pit work. Dodge Motorsports got out in front, and now they may have a shot to win the season opening race. And I think Pennzoil's pretty happy with their decision to stick their sponsorship on the 10 car. Certainly gave him a lot of screen time. Krieger, terrible run onto the speedway, I'm pretty sure. He ran real wide there. And that's allowed Cavagnaro open a bit of a gap. But what something to keep an eye on is Sean Angel is stalking these guys. He's back there. He's up to 5th, and I've noticed him. He's slowly closing in on the leaders. We'll see if he continues to close. Yeah, he gained more that time by. He might get there. Cavagnaro's got... I feel like Cavagnaro's gap is growing. That 10 car is running incredibly strong. We're going to see what the gap looks like across the line. Yes, he pulled a little that time. This could be Cavagnaro's day in the limelight. After having a struggling career in the Launch Energy Elite Series, going back to part-time racing last year, and then making a big comeback, just the uptake in pace, winning the PT Cup. He's now back on a full-time team of Dodge Motorsports, and it looks like he's going... He might be able to pull off the biggest win of his career. Meanwhile, floodgates have opened. Looks like those changes Will Hoyt made to the 16. They do not see 16 team is not as quick as they were before. DJ Curtis now slips on by to take 6th. William Duncan, Jeffrey Finguy, they're here as well. Chan holds on to a top 10 spot for now. So look in the back here. Yeah, Wrecking Ball's car is still kind of holding station. Jason Perkles dropped to 21st. So it's gonna be a bit of a disappointing result, but still a very impressive outing for that new team. And there's some lap traffic. Kyle Collins, Cavagnaro got by without incident. And Krieger did as well. Polyakov keeps his momentum. Theodore, what's gonna happen with her? She makes it work, and Collins moves over for his fellow Canadian. So Collins being a very respectful backmarker, not interfering with the race. And yeah, Angel's gotten the gap down to under 2 seconds now, just 1.5 seconds away from the leaders. But does he have the time? He's clearly fast. He's fast enough to fight. He's definitely faster than the leader, but does he have the time to get there? Oh, great run heading on into the chicane for Polyakov. Trying, like, last gasp for him as he tries to make a charge to the front. But that free wide dive bomb may have been the winning move for the winningest driver in the Slim Jim Series. 8 wins to his credit on the Slim Jim circuit. Still looking for number 2 of his Elite Series career. And it could be coming today. He just seems so incredibly strong. I don't know if anybody has an answer for him. Meanwhile, Theodore, I don't think she's fast enough to win, but it's going to be an outstanding performance for her. However, her teammate and car owner has caught her. What's she going to do? Is she going to fight for the position, or is she going to let him go? And she's fighting him. Taking his line away. 2 laps to go. That could be all she wrote for Angel if he can't get by her now. Sean Angel is diving it in. Krieger, this is the closest Krieger's been. Can he make something work? Can he make something work here? Needs to get this corner right. Runs it a little lower. Gets a decent run off. Polyakov was better than him. Angel makes a mistake. I think he's out of it. The Hamiltons are now dueling for 4th. And actually, I think Krieger could be out of it too. It could be down to Polyakov and Krieger as the 48 dives it in for 2nd. Last-ditch effort for the Russian as he looks to win this race for the 2nd year in a row. He had a fantastic corner. Angel still fighting a Theodore. I don't know if he's going to make that one stick. They continue their battle heading onto the speedway, but I think Theodore might hold on there. But Cavagnaro holds the lead as he comes down the straightaway to take the white flag. 1 more lap to go for Alan Cavagnaro. A return to victory lane is in sight for him. It's up to Polyakov to make one final move. He's closing in. He's got the toe, but Krieger may deny him. Because Krieger is right there. Oh, Polyakov's really closing in now. Is he going to dive it in heading into the corner here? He's a little lower. Try and get the grip. He's got the traction. He's right there. For the S's for the final time. And it is the most important corner to get right. Is he going to make anything happen here? Polyakov with the wiggle. He made a mistake. And I think that's it. Angel's caught up to the 17, but it's not enough. Polyakov's going to get a ton of momentum. He doesn't. Bad run off the corner onto the speedway, and that's it. That is all she wrote. And the winningest driver in the Slim Jim Series is going to return to the Elite Series in style, proving the doubters wrong. Alan Cavagnaro coming to the stripe. He wins the Sam's Club 200K. He's back in victory lane in the Launch Energy Elite Series. What an effort for this team. They were definitely not expected to win it, but Cavagnaro was wheeling that thing all day, coming from the mid-pack. And then the pit crew had an amazing stop. They got the adjustments in, and Cavagnaro was wheeling that thing. Just an outstanding performance and an incredible story here for the driver of the car number 10. Just congratulations. Oh, contact! Angel! After Angel and Krieger just got together on the cool-down lap, and I'm not sure what the deal is there. But, yeah, that's a bit of a surprise. That's a bit of a distraction, but yeah, congratulations to Cavagnaro. Second career win. What a day. So, congratulations to Alan Cavagnaro. The winningest driver ever in the Slim Jim Series finally returns to victory lane in the Elite Series, and I think it's safe to say that he's finally found his footing in the top tier of stock car racing. Nico Polyakov came so incredibly close to scoring, to winning at this track for the second year in a row, but end up short in second. Ray Krieger snubbed once again, led 27 laps out here today, but only finishes third. Good points day, but he probably is disappointed. He's certainly wanted to win for a while. Sean Angel comes from 19th to finish fourth. Forgot to mention that Cavagnaro rolled off 20th to win the race. DJ Curtis, great start to the year for the champ. Tristan Wilhoit, 7th. William Duncan caps off a fantastic Arkansas weekend with 8th. Jeffrey Finguy in 9th. And Maxwell Chan is the one Wrecking Ball's driver inside a top 10. Chris Valentine had an impressive debut in 11th. Marcus Bruno and Aiden Shepard, the Boost Autosport guys, 12th and 13th. Nick Pericles, 14th. Pole sitter Charles Sanford down to 15th after a poor stop. And Alyssa Kirby, Danny Everett, Connor Atwood, Chris Louvier, and Tyler Faber is your top 20. Taking a look at the point standings, as it's only been one race, most of it is pretty much the same as the finishing positions. With a few exceptions, if you finish there, that's where you are in the points, meaning Alan Cavagnaro is your point leader, and it'll be interesting to see if he can hold that next week. Nico Polyakov 2nd, Ray Krieger 3rd, Sean Angel for 4th, Phyllis Fedor 5th, and she's a part-time driver, but she will be racing next week. She'll be showing up the track anyway. DJ Curtis, Tristan Wilhoit, William Duncan, he will not be racing next week, so he won't stay up there. Jeffrey Finguy, Maxwell Chandler at your top 10. Chris Valentine, another part-timer. Charles Sanford being the exception, he finished 15th, but he got the 7 combined bonus points for pole and leading a lap, so he is currently 12th in the point standings. Then you have Marcus Bruno, Aiden Shepard, Nick Pericles, Alyssa Kirby, Danny Everett, Connor Atwood, Chris Louvier, and Tyler Faber around your top 20. Something to keep in mind is 30 drivers score points now. If I've mentioned that a few times, but I want to really force that point home. It's incredibly important. Jason Perkle, Chris Dodd, Mark Colbert, Ben Thompson, Cinder Kamori, Brandon Wood, Jessica Monroe, James Shelley, William Brock, and Ryder Smith all scored points. And yes, keep that in mind as you look at the results each week. The PT Cup will also be using the main point system instead of their own system, so that will probably be a lot easier to track as well. The points for those will likely begin to be shown at a later time. But that is all for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this broadcast, and be sure to stick around next week when the LES makes its yearly trip to a staple on the calendar, the historic Atlanta Motor Speedway.